Welcome to Defense News Plus. As per news from Hindustan Times, the Indian Navy will approach Ministry of Defense for the acquisition of 30 Predator armed drones from America to counter the Chinese Winglong 2 armed drone with precision strike capabilities. Pakistan has purchased the drone from China. The Indian Navy approached the Defense Ministry for early Defense Procurement Board meeting under the Defense Secretary Dr. Ajay Kumar to get the clearance. The Navy will approach the Defense Acquisition Council for acceptance of necessity of the procurement through the U.S. Foreign Military Sales route under Government to the Government scheme. The Navy, IAF and Army are satisfied with the 2 Predator drones on lease. The Indian Army, Navy and Air Force will get 10 MQ-9 Predator drones each, equipped with guided bombs and Hellfire missiles. The Israeli drones are for hunter role, but the US drone is capable of both hunting and destroying the target. The Indian Army will procure around 6 Heron high-altitude long-endurance drones from Israel on lease. The upgradation work of existing Heron drones already began to counter PLA's deployment in eastern Ladakh as well as in Xinjiang region. Next update, India's first indigenously manufactured hydrographic survey ship, INS Sandhayak, will be decommissioned today. Ship served the nation for 4 decades will be decommissioned at Naval Dockyard, Visakhapatnam. Garden-Rich Shipbuilders built the ship and was commissioned to the Indian Navy on 26 February 1981 by Vice Admiral MK Roy, the then Flag Officer Commanding-in-Chief Eastern Naval Command. It has played a very crucial role in hydrographic coverage of the peninsular waters. The design of the first ship was a major success. The ship has executed around 200 major hydrographic surveys during the service. It has been an active participant in many significant operations, including Operation Pavan, assisting the Indian peacekeeping force in Sri Lanka in 1987, Operation Sarah and Operation Rainbow for rendering humanitarian assistance post-tsunami in 2004. It had taken part in the US exercise Tiger Triumph. The naval ensign and the commissioning pennant are going to be hauled down for the last time on board INS Sandhayak when the sun sets today. The Ministry of Defense signed a contract to Mahindra Telephonics Integrated Systems Limited to purchase 11 airport surveillance radars at a cost of 323.47 crore rupees for the Indian Navy and the Indian Coast Guard on Thursday. These 11 monopole secondary surveillance radars are much more precise when there are several aircraft in close proximity in a specific area of airspace. Installation of these radars will improve the air domain awareness around airfields and enhance safety and efficiency in flying operations. Under the buy and make category of defense procurement, initial purchase of equipment can be done from a foreign company followed by indigenous production through an Indian company in a phased manner involving transfer of technology of critical technologies declared to specified range, depth and scope. Next update, Terminal Ballistics Research Laboratory in collaboration with ISRO's Human Spaceflight Center will test hypervelocity impact on Gaganyaan crew module. Terminal Ballistics Research Laboratory developed ballistic evaluation of missiles, warheads, explosives and other projectiles and will examine material specimens against micrometeoroid and orbital debris in space. The spacecraft's crew module is built by Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. ISRO's Human Spaceflight Center is responsible for end-to-end mission plan and implementation of the Gaganyaan project, development of engineering systems for crew survival in space, crew selection and training and other activities for human spaceflight missions. A memorandum of understanding was signed between Terminal Ballistics Research Laboratory and ISRO's Human Spaceflight Center recently for more than 50 tests to be carried out to evaluate critical components of the crew module against MMOD impact. The orbital debris are moving at high velocities and even a very small part of the debris can cause significant damage to the crew module. A 2-stage light gas gun facility at Terminal Ballistics Research Laboratory will be used to conduct the hypervelocity impact studies that can achieve a velocity of more than 5,000 meters per second. Next update, the Defense Ministry allocated over 17,500 crore rupees for procurement from private sector to inspire home production and create a neighborhood ecosystem. The Defense Ministry has also reduced procurement time 2 years instead of usual 5 years of procurement time to intensify the induction of weapon programs. A decision has been taken to ensure at least 25% of the total domestic procurement will be purchased from the private sector. The Defense Ministry prepares a clear guideline of defense exports and inspiring the startup ecosystem. A variety of work will be outsourced to private players apart from public sector defense corporations, and 50% of the domestic procurement finances would go to the non-public sector. India had exported defense products worth rupees 105 crore 2 years ago, which is now increased to 11,000 crore. 80% of it came from the private sector. For the first time, India has been included in the CPRI exporters list. This has been a special journey coming from one of the largest importers to being in the exporters list. This has been possible for the policy changes. Next update, the danger of biological warfare is receiving huge attention amidst the ongoing pandemic and strengthening perception of coronavirus being Chinese bioweapon created in the laboratory of Wuhan. Defense Secretary Dr. Ajay Kumar declared, "We are prepared for biological warfare." Some of the things which came out recently to combat COVID from Defense DRDO labs were a part of preparations for such an eventuality. Cyber threats are extremely real in India, and India is facing cyber attacks on civilian and military infrastructure all the time. This is one area where the government is redefining the security threat perception. Next update, General M.M. Naravne reviewed the security situation along the line of control on the second day of his 2-day visit to the Kashmir. Army chief said, "Do not test our patience," indicating China, and lauded the troops for the high level of operational preparedness. He also said there have been decades of mistrust between Pakistan and India, and the situation can't change overnight. If they continue to oversee ceasefire, stop and desist from pursuing terrorists across India, then these steps will intermittently build the trust. Onus is entirely on Pakistan. The army chief expressed his appreciation to the Jawans and commanders who are relentlessly battling the dual challenges of Pakistan-abated terror. He reinforced, "We must be prepared for all kind of situation effectively." Next update, according to Global Times, Chinese spokesperson Colonel Tan Kefei warned the Biden administration's Indo-Pacific policy, and he accused the United States of encouraging anti-Chinese military alliance. China is increasing against its historical trend of peace and development, and warned the US efforts to increase its military presence will escalate regional tensions and potentially endanger world peace and stability. He also said, "We believe that its purpose is to enhance trust, reduce misgivings, manage crises, and prevent conflicts." The US talks about new defense hotlines. On the other hand, increasing military deployments in the Asia-Pacific region, conduct close-in reconnaissance on China, and even deliberately initiate dangerous circumstances where aircraft and vessels nearly collide. China indirectly indicate India to keep distance from US or Quad group, as it is becoming a growing threat to China strategically and economically. That's it for today. If you like our work, then please hit the like button, share this video, and do subscribe this channel to get the notification of the next video. Thank you.